Okay, guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Legend Investor, as you all know. So, I want to thank each and every one of you that has been following my video, those who commented, and those who subscribed. I want to say thank you to you all. And without wasting much of our time here, in this in this video, I will be showing you, how you can be able to um, trade what we call a complex pullback. Because I found out that a lot of trader, when they finish their textbook reading, or their textbook course, or whatever they have undergo on baby pips and any other website where they see a textbook chart. Once they come up to their trading software, maybe their trading view, MT5 or MT4, so they will start looking for that particular pattern. They will start looking for that particular pattern so that they can be able to trade that particular pattern which they have been taught in a textbook way. But unknown to them that most time those pattern don't really appear the way textbook described it. The example of it is this particular uptrend here now. This is a nice uptrend which a any textbook you see, this is how they would describe this particular uptrend for you. And some other pattern you can see is this double bottom here, something like this. um some other pattern also you can see is the inverse of this one, the double top. So once some newbies just come into the system, this is what they will be looking for. It's just a nice one, unknowingly to them that this thing can appear like this, but sometimes it will just come like this. um Sometimes it will just give you a very trickish way that you will not understand. So in this video, I will be breaking down a a complex pullback. What we call a complex pullback. How do you know if a pullback is still intact? If a trend is still intact based on the pullback is making. So now stick with me to the end. I will try as much as possible to make it brief. So now, how do you identify a complex pullback? How do you trade a complex pullback? First, let's start with the market structure, because for you to trade a pullback, you have to understand the market structure. You have to understand that, are we in the uptrend or are we in the downtrend? Establishing that fact now will now give you a guide. Now, if you have mastered market structure, and if you have not, I have a video on it on my channel. You can start my channel. You will see how to master a market structure, how to understand market structure. So if you've known how to understand the market structure, meanwhile, after doing this sketch, after doing this example, I will also go over to the live chart to show you one or two scenario there on live chart. But this one is just to give you the example of what it look like and what you should be expecting, not to be expecting that fancy textbook picture. So now, if you've understand how market structure, then you have to know that once the market take a move like this, the market has to pull back. This is what we call the pullback. So once the market pull back, ideally the market has to make another leg up. So once the market make another leg up, this is now your area of concern. This particular zone here is your area of concern. Why? Because this area led to the break of this structure here, led to the break of a new structure. So now, ideally, the normal textbook way is that this market will come back here and bounce off. Are you getting me? This is just the normal textbook way, which everybody know, that you have to wait for the market to come back to this particular resistance that will now turn support. um I this is let me show you another one again. So I'm just giving you the textbook example so that you can sink, so that you can understand it, because you seeing the textbook example and you seeing the other one in the real chart will not give you a hint on how those guys work. So now it will now come back something like this and shoot up again. This is the normal textbook example, and this is normal one, that this is normal pullback, which we know. Market will break a high, come back there and retest. Market will break a high, come back there and retest. Now let me now show you what we call the complex pullback. The complex pullback will look like something like this. Okay, let's say the market make pull up from here, made a pullback. um pull up again. So you are not expecting this pullback to come here. You are not okay, let me just use my zone. You are not expecting the pullback to end somewhere here. Maybe you've mapped out your zone like this. So now you are not expecting this market now to come back here. So now this market now failed. Remember, this was our area of interest, that if anything should happen, here must not be taken out. Eh? Because why here must not be taken out is that here is the zone that has the power that break this particular new high. Understand it. When the market makes legs to the upside, the pullback. So the pullback now ended somewhere here, this particular zone here. And here was the zone that led to the break of this particular structure here. So as long as this particular zone is still intact, this market is still technically bullish. So now what the big guys do is, or the market manipulation or manipulators, what they do is that they give you this particular scenario. Eh? They give you this particular scenario. They give you this particular scenario now, making you believe that we are in a downtrend, making you believe that we are in a downtrend. Eh? But in the real sense and in the real way of trading, this is still a bullish trend. As long as this particular zone here is still intact, this particular zone here, as long as this particular zone is still intact, we are still in a bullish phase, not in a downtrend yet. The only time we can consider this market a downtrend is only when this particular zone here has been taken out and closed below it. As long as this particular zone which led to this particular new structure here has not been broken, we are still in the uptrend. So what they will do is that sometimes the pullback will not end somewhere here. The pullback will just come down somewhere here, making you believe that we are in a downtrend. What you will now see is that from here it will just blow off. You see, you can see the difference. You can see the difference. This is the normal pullback, and this is the complex pullback. So now understanding this particular pullback now will now guide you, so that when you are seeing a normal pullback and when you are seeing a complex pullback, you will have to know the difference between the normal pullback and the complex pullback. Do you get the point now? So I don't want this video to be long. It's just a short one for you to understand a normal pullback and a complex pullback. This is a complex pullback. A complex pullback will always just come below this particular zone here, but in the recent it will still shoot up again. So now let me walk you through quickly to the chart, so that I can show you the real one on the chart. Now let's watch the chart of gold. I was trading this gold as of last week. I closed my position this particular zone here. That was why I put particular zone. I closed on my position because this is my 100% retracement. I'm still very bullish on gold, but why I close is that because this is a 100% retracement level, and that is where I always close my position. So now let's take it to 4 hour and let's see something on 4 hour. You can see that as long as this demand zone is still very intact, this is the demand zone from the daily that led to a break of a new structure. Why won't I take any demand zone here is because the moment this market move here, the market just broke out from here. I saw it, but I wasn't trading it. It was when it came back from here, my entry was somewhere here. So I entered this market. So the moment this market got it couldn't take off this particular new high. This high here, there was no pressure. There was no pressure from here that could take off this particular new high. So as long as there is no pressure, there is no power, there is no force from here. Assuming this move from here, eh, take off this particular high. By then, we cannot consider that okay, we cannot have another demand zone or another support and resistance zone. But as long as this particular zone here was not able to take off this high, technically this zone still remain the zone that led to this break of a new structure, because the market move all the way from here. eh, the market move here, came down, then this was the place, this was the zone that led to this particular all this particular move to the upside here. So the market came back again. Ideally, the market is supposed to make another leg to the upside. The market is supposed to make this particular leg now to the upside. But since the market could not break above the force from here, could not break above this particular zone here, technically we are still in a uptrend. All this thing God is doing now is just a manipulation stuff. So ideally, I will still be waiting for this market to still come back here. If you switch over to daily, you will be able to see it correctly that this is the zone until this thing that is looking like a double top that is forming here now. This double top will not be a valid double top until this particular neckline is broken. Until it's broken like this and give us this formation. This is where we can now say gold can temporarily sell for the meantime before it continue its uptrend trajectory. For except that happen, this market is still technically bullish. Why is it technically bullish? This was the demand zone that led to the break of a new structure. So it is still technically bullish. So understanding this factor, when you come on 4 hour, you will see it clearly that was a demand zone that move up and the market came down again. Instead, the market is supposed to come and make a new high somewhere here, but that didn't happen. The market failed. So as long as the market failed, until this particular zone is taken off, we are still technically bullish. So understanding this factor now will now guide you on how to trade a complex pullback and a normal pullback. And also note that you will hardly find a normal pullback in the market. What we have mostly is a complex pullback. The people who painted the picture last, let's say, 2 decades or 3 decades ago, trading is no longer like that again. But it's still the same thing. As we have a lot of new traders in the system, those big banks, those hedge funds, they will be looking for a way to trap them in order to take their money so that they can enrich themselves. So you now being able to follow along, that is why they come up with this smart money traders SMC. So you now being smart to follow them, to know their pattern in order for you to follow along with them. So now understanding all this factor now will now guide you to let you know that the way they painted it on textbook is not going to be like that on Richard, because if the way they painted it on textbook, if it appear like that on Richard, everybody will be a millionaire. So that is what will guide you now to understand. I've been a victim of those complex pullback, but after I understand the concept of complex pullback and normal pullback, when they are doing all their shenanigans, I will just sit aside and watch. When they are done, I will now ride along with them. So understanding it will help you a lot. Understand that this particular this particular formation, let me go back to daily. So understanding that this particular formation, it will come, but not always. It will come, not always. Sometimes it comes, fine. You can see that everything, both trend line align together. This is what you will see a lot on maybe if you're on Facebook, on baby peeps, on whatever. This is what we see a lot. But in the real sense, this is what is always happening in the market. So with all being said, I remain your boy, the legend FS, and I will also be dropping my weekly analysis probably today, because today is Monday. So, but in the meantime, this is what I have for you guys. And please do subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like the way I teach. Give me a thumbs up if you like the way I teach. And if you don't also like it, give me a dislike, but tell me in the comment box below what to do to improve in my next video. As you all know, no one knows it all. Everyone is still learning. Even the most professional trader, they are still learning somehow, but they will not come out and tell you. So everybody is still learning. We are learning. We keep learning. Life keeps teaching, and we keep learning. So please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and give me a thumbs up if you like it. Also, don't if you don't like it, give me a dislike, but tell me in the comment box below what to do to improve in my next video. I will see you in my weekly analysis. Bye for now.